Hi everyone, this is Shuba Shenoy with Inoapps. Thank you for joining us for the Oracle Talent Acquisition Cloud Service presentation and a live demo. A little bit about me. I head the Talent Acquisition implementation team here at Inoapps, based out of the United States. What I'd like to do now is walk you through a few slides to give you an overview of our company, as well as the capabilities of the Oracle Talent Acquisition Cloud product. And then as far as the demo itself, take a few minutes at the end of our, towards the end of our time here, and review what some of the features are, show sort of what the desk, just how the product works, the features, etc. As I mentioned, here at Inoapps, we are a globally positioned company. We are an Oracle Platinum partner. We are the largest independent Oracle specialist partner in EMEA. We are capable of delivering the whole Oracle Red Stack. Our expertise includes hosting, managed, and cloud services. We are established onshore, offshore for global delivery model. We are operating Oracle ERP, HCM, EPM, CRM Cloud. We are 300 plus strong staff globally, as I mentioned. We are based out of London, that's our headquarters. We're also in Aberdeen, Edinburgh, Derby, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Houston, which is in the United States. And a little bit about what we do and what our focus area and our industry sectors are. We're positioned with respect to the sectors: business professional services, public sector, education, engineering and construction, financial services, high technology, manufacturing, oil and gas, public sector, telecommunications and utilities. And the focus areas that we had are application implementations, on-premises and cloud, ERP and HCM, EPM, business intelligence, engineered systems and storage, managed services and cloud, mobility, and upgrades. Here are just a listing of our current customers. Now I'd like to move into the purpose of this call, which is to talk about the Oracle Talent Acquisition Cloud. The reason you see the word Taleo in parentheses is because that is what the product was initially called. Now, of course, Oracle has purchased it. As of about 2006, Oracle purchased Taleo, and it's now been renamed to Talent Acquisition Cloud. Some of the facts about Oracle Talent Acquisition Cloud are: it is the #1 solution worldwide. There are over 3.5 million hires and growing. There's 140 million applications that are collected using the Oracle Talent Acquisition Cloud product. 15% of all are in the US, and 40% is the US seasonal hires. Those are, of course, during when there's a peak in hiring, etc. On the right here, you'll see a model which just depicts all the different modules. The main, of course, being recruiting, what we're going to discuss today. Within recruiting, there's also something called onboarding. This is where you take your candidates to applicants and then interview, etc., and then the onboarding piece. So that is also built in. There's also something called learn, talent management, and perform management. Today I'm only focusing on recruiting, so we'll go ahead and just we'll continue on that. What does the Oracle Cloud Applicant Tracking System provide to all of the customers? Since it is a cloud, it can be cloud product, it can be accessed from anywhere. It also provides social sourcing Oracle, about a year ago, launched something called social sourcing. That's essentially taking your current network, your internal employees, taking their network either on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and giving them the ability to bring in employee referrals. There's also reporting and analytics. Screening and assessments. This talks about the background screening, any drug screening, any type of behavioral assessments you might have your candidate population go through prior to hire. There's interview and offer management. You have the ability to set up interviews through the system, send offer letters through what's called e-offer, manage all of the letters, so have the talent acquisition product be your system of record for all the offers. You can also brand the career section. Also, there's something called precision matching. That is, you can really take your own database and turn it into a monster, a career builder. You can search within the Oracle product as well. You can do Boolean searches, keyword searches, etc. And Oracle has put a lot of thought and effort into ensuring that it is a compliant, the product is compliant, it collects EEO information, you're able to report on it, as well as finally the proven integration with the core HR, your HR system of record, the main where all of your employee information lies. There is an integration as well. This slide here just talks about who are the different audiences, your different population that benefits from the talent acquisition cloud product. One is ensuring that you're aligning your staff and you're incenting your teams. You're ensuring that there is high visibility to hiring. Everyone's on board. There is a consolidated view of headcounts, budgets, cost. And it gives your hiring managers, your C-level, your executives, they're able to make better decisions as they have now visibility to what's going on with hiring, what's happening with, who are we hiring, what are the types of talent we're bringing on. If they're interested in running reports on, we would like to know everyone that we hired from, University of Utah. You can run a report just based on that. If you'd like to run a report on everyone that holds a master's degree, you can run a report on that. Those are just a few capabilities that our clients have found very beneficial. The second part here in the middle talks about employee value. It's really helping your internal employees. They're able to get a full view of what type of hiring activities are happening within the company, what jobs can they apply for, instead of reaching out to maybe a recruiting manager or an HR manager. They're able to jump onto the career section, and especially branded for your employees, and say, what jobs are available, what do I qualify for, what type of roles are we hiring for within our organization. And this will help them develop a better career path and enhance their skills for new roles. If they're looking at, my company is looking to hire someone that's certified in X module or X product, or if it's an IT professional, maybe an MCSE, then that'll motivate them to say, my company is looking for someone with MCSE, let me go out there, let me get certified, let me make myself more, position myself so I can have a better career. And of course, build relationships across the organization just to enhance productivity. And on the right-hand side here, you'll see that it also empowers your HR team. The whole idea of an applicant tracking system is really to ensure that HR has the ability to look at all the activities that are going on, what positions are open, what do my candidate pools look like, how do I report that back to my manager, to my C-levels. That really increases HR productivity as well, not just your employees. And then, of course, drive better talent practices throughout the organization. If you'd like to know that if I post my job in a particular newspaper, it's not really doing so well, but if I post it on a major job board, that's garnering really great applicants, you're able to run reports and make a decision properly. I'll quickly go through here with respect to the recruiting features. I mentioned earlier just it being an applicant tracking system, so I wanted to give you an idea of what all the features are. You're able to manage your requisitions within the system. A recruiter is able to go in, open a position, send it out for approvals, post it onto the external job sites, start garnering interest, have applicants come through, review those applicants, send them over to the hiring manager. All this can be done within the Taleo system, the Oracle Applicant Cloud system. And that includes the candidate management here. The other great thing is you're able to capture all the e-signatures. If a hiring manager approves, we can capture that within the system. When an applicant applies online, you can ensure that you can do away with your paper application. You can now have it as an e-application. You can plug in all the privacy statement, any type of legal information that your candidate has to agree upon prior to becoming a candidate for your organization. We're able to capture that within the system. And of course, run reports and analytics. And what you see up here is just similar to what I have down here in the bullet points, which is requisition, posting jobs, candidate experience, candidate management, onboarding, and analytics. The next slide here just expands on that, which is just now that you've captured those electronic forms, it is now archived. You now have that. If an applicant comes back to you and says, I'm not sure if I said yes to maybe with respect to, yes, I want to go through a background screen, you can go back and say, yes, you did on this date, on this time. Here it is. Or if you'd like to know when someone applied, all that is captured in the system. You also have the ability to share resumes, with the hiring managers and even your colleagues. If you'd like to know, this candidate is not a good fit for me, but maybe it'll work for you. And you can do that, and you can do all that within the system. It's all managed. You don't need to go outside into your email. You can also send out email notifications within the system as well. Oracle has really great correspondence templates already built in, and you can just expand upon that and tweak it to meet your organization's needs. There are also self-service pages. Nowadays, candidates are really into self-service. I want to be able to do this from my mobile phone, from my iPad, from my desktop. They're able to just read what they need to, push the information back to HR, and done. There's no concern about, did I get this paperwork in? Do I need to fax it, mail it, etc.? All that can be done electronically. And as I just mentioned, the idea of it being mobile friendly as well. Oracle does provide just very exciting, comprehensive branding methods that can just be done with, with a few clicks. It doesn't require any type of external web designer. All that can be managed within the system. That brings me to the conclusion of the presentation piece. Before I go on to the live demo, what I'd like to just bring up here is Inoapps will be at the OHA, which is a global conference, and the dates are June 6th through the 9th. It is in New Orleans, and it's at the Hyatt Regency. If you'd like a little bit of detailed information, or if you'd like to learn more about it, here is our URL, which is inoapps.com for more information. I'm going to slightly switch gears here, and as I mentioned, move into the live demo piece to give you an idea of what is it that, what does the system look like? That always helps me as well when I'm able to actually see the system and see how it navigates, and just provide you with an idea of what your recruiters are having to do, with your hiring managers are having to do. So this is the Oracle Talent Cloud product. It is a recruiting tracking system, as I just mentioned in my presentation. There are several capabilities, one of which is managing requisitions within the system, managing your candidates within the system. What you see up here, it says recruiting, and that's all that is. You manage everything in there, one click, and it takes you into the dashboard. This here is Oracle Business Intelligence, which is just a really fancy name for reporting. This is where you do all the reports. And I mentioned earlier, you're able to make several changes, update the system, all of that within the configuration part. We here at Inoapps, when we do the implementation piece, we of course work with our clients to gather requirements, go through testing, all of that. What we also do is empower the HR department, and we train them to say, this is how the product works. Here is, if you change this, this is how you'll change maybe a layout of a job application, a layout of a job template. Here's where you manage all your job descriptions. So it's really user-friendly application as well. You don't need to have you don't need to have an extensive IT experience to do that. What I'd like to do now is walk you through how easy it is to just open up a requisition. As I mentioned earlier, there's something called recruiting. There's also some quick access here. It's just an easier way to get to that. What I'd like to do is show you the full view of it so you get an understanding of what the product can offer. As it's loading here. This is what's called a dashboard. This gives you a quick glimpse into what's happening in my day-to-day recruiting activity for your HR department. Here are all your candidates. Here are all the open requisitions. What are some tasks I might have? Are there anyone in the offer phase? Are there any new hires? Has someone already started? The system will have everything listed here. We can also run reports so that you receive an email directly into your inbox to say, here's your recruiting activity, here's who's looking to start. And as I mentioned in my presentation, there is an integration with your core HR system. So we're able to pull all the necessary information from someone that's a candidate to now a new hire as well. What I'd like to do now is create a requisition, which is a job opening. Generally speaking, there are professional executives hourly. That's sort of the overview of every recruiting day-to-day. Someone comes to you and says, I'm looking for an account manager, that they ideally fall under professional. All you would have to do is pick the appropriate requisition. And pick the appropriate organization, location, job field. I have that pre-populated in my template, so that comes up. I'll just click on Create here. And this opens up the actual template. The really great thing about this product is you're able to add any additional information that is organization specific to your company into this. But the other really exciting thing is Oracle has thought about everything. What does a rec template need at any given time? It's usually a title. Why are we opening this job? How many number of openings? Maybe I have 10 account managers. Your executive came to you and said, we're growing, we're expanding. I'm looking for 10 executives in X locations. You're able to just jump in here, plug in all the appropriate information you need to capture. And as I scroll down here, you'll see that there's different locations I can pick and choose from. Here's that template I just chose. I can assign the appropriate recruiter. It's got my name pre-populated. And I'll pick the hiring manager that's in charge of this role. I'll go ahead and pick one of my colleagues here. Just type in a few letters and the system gives you a list of, who all would that be. Just pick that person's name here, left click. And as I scroll down, I have the ability to add collaborators. I can say, well, maybe one of my colleagues is helping me on this role. Maybe you have an HR assistant that helps you with sourcing. You can add their information in here. Maybe your VP of HR would like to know everything that's happening within all the roles. You can add their information in here as well. So there's really great capabilities, and you can really mold and modify the system to fit your needs. As I scroll down here, it asks me for some more information. Is this an employee referral bonus? That's the other really nice thing. I know one of the things, as someone that worked as a recruiter myself, everybody wanted to know, what jobs qualify for employee referral program. When someone applies, how do I capture all that information? This product does all of that for you. It's done. You can run a report, give it to payroll, and you're done. Maybe every 30 days pull a report, or every other week. It really depends on what's needed for you. But all that information is captured right here. Maybe this role, we're offering $500. You have if you have several locations, you have the ability to have it as Australian dollar, Canadian, euro, sterling. But as I mentioned, because this is a global product, we can add to this. We can bring in other major currency as well. There's something called additional information. This is where you just quickly capture, okay, talk to the hiring manager. They are looking to fill a SAP, would like someone who travels, right? You're not putting that in a notebook somewhere. You're not writing that down. You don't have it in email. You have all that captured here. So for any given reason, one of your colleagues comes in to help fill in, all that information is captured here. And that's where that true applicant tracking system will work for you. As I scroll down here, you'll see that there's a piece here for screening. We are able to integrate. Oracle has relationships with several background screening, drug screening, as I mentioned earlier, assessment companies. It's just a matter of your organization saying these are the features we're looking for from a external screening service. Your implementation consultant will work with them directly, ensure that all that's done, all the technical piece is done with mapped, and it's right here. So it's from one click. You can say, yes, we're looking to screen. This here captures job profile information. Is this a regular, is it contractual, is it temporary? You're able to just pick through all this job type. Is it an internship? Is it a co-op? Is it a summer job? Is it a grad job? Maybe someone just temporary. What is the job level? Is it an individual contributor, a team leader, a manager, director, executive? As I mentioned, Oracle has really put a lot of thought into what are these values, what is most commonly used, what will work for you. So you're not having to over customize. You're able to take this product that's already designed and plug it in and start recruiting. What does the travel look like? As I mentioned earlier, this is a heavy travel position. Shift, maybe just a standard day job, what type of role. So again, all this is just information necessary from a job template. I have a job description pre-populated in here, so that pulls up once I pick the appropriate role. And if I need to, I can add questionnaires. You're not having to talk to every single applicant. You can give them a list of questions they need to answer. For example, are you 18 years of older? Are you 18 years of age or older? Are you qualified to, do you possess all the paperwork, or do you have all the information needed to work in the United States? Are you willing to go through a background screen? Job-specific questions. Maybe you're looking for someone that holds a certain type of certificate. Maybe you need someone with at least 10 years of experience in the role. So you can really customize and ensure that the system does a lot of, not all, but a lot of the initial when you're collecting candidate information. I'm just going to save and close here. And I'm done. I've captured all the information. Maybe I need to step away from my computer, but you can see it's sitting in a draft mode. It's saved in here. If you'd like to come back, finish it. But for the purposes of this demo, I'll go ahead and just save as open. I'm just going to say test since I'm doing that test here. And you can see how easy it is here, where you finish the requisition parts. You can set up any alerts if you'd like to know any type of ACE candidate, which is someone that really very high on your criteria applies. You receive an email in your inbox and says you have an ACE candidate. You can set that up here. Any attachments you'd like to add to the template. Maybe you have an internal document. Maybe your hiring manager gave you a resume of someone that holds this role that they think is a very qualified. You can attach that in here, and this is all for your HR use. This is the posting and sourcing. That's exactly what it is. You can say, I'd like to post this. I've talked to the manager. I've received all my approvals. I can say I'd like to post it externally and internally. You can even pick and choose how long. Maybe you want to delay. You don't want to post it today. Maybe you want to post it on the 9th. And then you'd like to have an end date, maybe have it open for 3 months. And again, it's something you can control. There isn't any set rule. It's really what your organization dictates. For now, I'm going to go ahead and just say, yes, I'd like to post it today. And done. You now have a requisition that you've completed. You've gone through the approvals piece. You've now posted it, and it's available for you as well. As I mentioned earlier, there are background screening integrations. There's also, you can send it out to staffing agents. The really nice thing about this product is your external candidate has one way of applying. When I say one way, they have their own URL, they have their own career section, and then your internal employees will have their own career section, and you can modify that to fit your internal employee needs. And then you also have staffing agents. If you work with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, whatever that might be, staffing companies, you can give them access to the Taleo piece and say, here's your own username and password, and you can pick and choose what jobs they work on as well. As you can see, this is for every single role, so you're able to do that. I have 2 minutes here, so I'm just going to quickly switch gears and give you an idea of what the career section will look like for your applicants. I just showed you what HR does. This is the career section that captures all the information. Oracle, again, has gone through and say, what are the basic information your applicants need to know? What's the title? What's the rec ID? What are the work locations? What type of schedule? When was this posted? Anyone that pops into your site, maybe it's an internal candidate, external, they're able to share. You can see that there's over 199 ways of sharing. Nowadays, everyone is on, and even very similar to on any website you're on, you're able to share information, and this is just the same here. You can see that there's several different, I talked about employee self-service. There's also candidate self-service, where they're able to say, what are all the jobs I've applied for? What are all the different options I have here? So if they say, I'm a great fit for this technical cloud, technical consultant, they'll say I accept. They get a quick privacy statement here. They're able to say, yes, that works. They accept, and they log in, and sorry, I have an old one here, and they're able to quickly go through and apply for the job. Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to pause just for 1 second here. Quickly show you what it's going to look like when someone applies. I actually have a test here with respect to, just to show you, I've applied for the role. I now have a list of all my job openings. You can see that it tells me there's someone that's already applied. I'm able to click here and bring up that candidate, open that candidate up, review the details that they've provided to you, and then decide, is this a good candidate? I've looked through, here's their attachment, and as I mentioned, everything is right here. It's a matter of a click here and a click there, and that is just a overview of what the products and their offerings are. I'm unfortunately out of time. If anyone has any questions, I believe we have all your contact information, so we'll reach out to you directly. And I have my information as well here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me as well. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Have a great rest of your day.